Then install the cam followers. They should all be pre-lubricated. Finally, fit the side plates, if applicable. At this point, a few transmission clearances can be checked. Both the primary and the drop gear can be noisy if clearances are too wide. Check the manual and use the minimum clearance specified for quiet running. On high-output 1275 engines, the incidence of gasket failure can be cut by placing a length of fuse wire between the cylinder bores prior to installing the gasket. Make sure the gasket is fitted the right way up. After positioning the bypass hose and clips, our new modified head is almost ready to be installed. Make sure you choose the correct grade of NGK spark plug. Then loosely install the plugs before placing the head onto the block. This will avoid unwanted debris getting into the cylinders. Now for the valve train. Here you see a close-up of the Titan 1.5 ratio roller rockers ready to go on our engine. Lubricate the studs. Then loosely fit the head nuts. And then, after the push rods have been located, as many pillar spaces as may be required can be positioned and the rocker assembly dropped on. Now all the head nuts can be fitted. Turn the engine over and ensure the rockers are sitting correctly in the pushrod cups. Then torque to manufacturer's specifications. Check and adjust valve clearances. A high-performance cam can only deliver its full potential if it's correctly timed in. A stack-up of manufacturing tolerances can easily put the cam timing out by up to 6 degrees. The timing process you see here will eliminate such errors. Many find this complex, but the exact procedure is fully explained in Tuning BL's A-series engines. Once the magnitude of any error is established, the adjustable timing sprocket can be reset to cancel out such errors. With the completion of the cam timing, the oil slinger timing cover and crank damper can be fitted, as can the distributor drive gear assembly. Your Haynes manual will guide you here. First, the oil pickup. To prevent loss of oil pressure during hard cornering, a central oil pickup of the type shown here must be used. With the various close ratio gears, drop gears and final drives available, many combinations are possible, Without experience, selecting the right combination for a given application can be a nightmare. Fortunately, Janspeed staff have considerable experience in this area and can recommend a suitable combination for your requirements. Continuing the assembly of our unit, for those who have struggled mounting an engine on a box, this is an easy way to do it. With the aid of an assistant, the box is mounted on the engine. This allows us to check that seals have not moved during assembly. On high output engines, flywheel fretting can be a problem. This can be largely overcome by lightly lapping the flywheel to the crank with fine lapping paste. Here is a lightened flywheel ready for fitting. The spaces indicated here mechanically compensate for the amount of metal removed. With the parts cleaned, assembly can continue with the fitting of the primary gear and subsequently the transmission end cover. To cope with the added power on bigger engines, it is advisable to use a heavy-duty clutch. Usually, a rally spec disc and cover is more than adequate. At this point, the flywheel and backplate assembly can be mounted on the crank. The flywheel securing nut is torqued to the required spec and assembly finished off with the clutch cover and end cover. We rejoin work at the paint and body shop with the interior painted. After the colour is chosen, it is then thoroughly mixed to an accurate formulation. All the reworked body panels are fixed into position and the primer is wet and flattened and all joints are seam sealed. The whole shell is then masked. The 2-pack acrylic colour is applied in 3 coats and then baked hard in the oven for approximately 40 minutes. The car is then unmasked and the final reassemble of all internal and external fitments is made. All underbody panels are treated with full underseal protection. The fitted wheel arch extensions are filled and the screw heads are match painted. When fitting new body panels, the car is established back to original specifications. The distributor for our high output engine is taken care of by this Luminition-equipped Cooper S distributor with the appropriate advance curve. Eliminating points and utilizing state-of-the-art plug leads and plugs ensures the best possible spark performance. The main engine assembly can now be lowered into the car, with the installation procedures simply being the reverse of removal. If multi-throat carburation is to be used, best results are achieved with the longest intake consistent with bulk head clearance and a no-compromise filtration system. For this, a Janspeed dual-function manifold mounting SUs and a high-flow K&N filter were used. At this moment, though, we'll only concern ourselves with the plug gaps, which should be set to 25 to 30 thousandths of an inch. After the engine has done about 30 to 60 minutes of gentle running, check the cylinder pressures. They should be even and the figures obtained kept for later reference as to cylinder condition. For those installations with twin carbs, the ideal speed carb airflow should now be set along with a reasonably high idle speed. Single carb engines will not have to go through this procedure. Using a color tune plug, the normal and high-speed idle mixture can now be set as per the color tune guide booklet. For twin carb engines, the color tune plug will have to be moved from one end cylinder to the other to accommodate both carbs. After running in, the car should be set up on a chassis dyno. Comprehensive instrumentation allows detailed fault finding and accurate carburetor and ignition calibrations under loaded conditions. Now's the time to upgrade the suspension to allow the most to be made out of the engine's higher output. By shortening the suspension trumpets in a ratio of 1 to 5 at the rear and 1 to 3 at the front, the car can be lowered. However, an easier route is to use speed-adjustable high-low suspension, as seen here as part of a complete suspension package. New bottom arms will be needed to change front wheel camber angles to cut understeer. Adjustable rods allow steering caster angles to be changed to suit your requirements. In a similar fashion, adjustable rear camber brackets can be fitted to allow optimum angles to be achieved. To complete our package, a set of adjustable Coney shocks, set at half hard, are fitted. With the adjustment facility, the suspension was set with 1 degree of negative camber. All earlier Minis should be fitted with uprated shoes and brake pads, and for more powerful brakes, a servo can be added if not already fitted. It's important to check ride height. While on a flat floor, this optical tracking gauge is used to set the steering to the desired geometry. To cut what little body roller Mini has even further, this rear anti-roll bar can be fitted. On our project car at least, the fitting of the anti-roll bar was the final job, so now is the time for a road test. Performance and unleaded fuel have brought these three gentlemen together. Requests for performance and compatibility with unleaded fuel from many of John Cooper's customers, he's the gent on the right, have meant an ongoing program. Paddy Hopkirk is, as ever, anxious that performance levels are maintained. As it happens, our Phase 1 Mini, now equipped with hardened exhaust seats, has lead-free capability, so who better to test its performance than Paddy Hopkirk? During the early summer of '89, Paddy, along with many other world-class rally drivers, competed in the classic Monte Carlo Rally. Seen here, putting a replica Monte winner through its paces at Ramsgate, he's closely followed by no less than the many-time rally champion Roger Clark. In fact, famous names of past and present were out in force for this event, along with a wide variety of beautifully restored rally cars. And their circuit racing counterparts represent a very specialized form of engine building. And although we learn many lessons from competition, modifying a civilized high-performance road car is a science in its own right. Hopefully, we've shown you something of what goes into building such a magnificent machine. So there you have it. We hope you'll have fun building your car and enjoy the video. The team at Janspeed enjoyed making it, and who knows, we may meet when you find you want some of our high-performance parts.